Greetings, friends, and welcome. I humbly invite you to join me in the pitch dark theater of your imagination and imagine a world in which my fictional literary character, hitherto known as the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, aka Mr. Zed, is a successful full-time live stream content creator that was a early adopter and practically invented the genre back in 1969 instead of whenever it actually happened here in your universe. Imagine that I have a radio license to play whatever music I want. So when I make a personal recommendation of real life music, like if you've never heard Dave Brubeck's album by the name of Together Again for the Very First Time, you really should, as far as I'm concerned. And if I could, I would drop the needle on that record for y'all right now. But since I can't, I just invite you to imagine it and or look it up for yourself and play it for your own edification. And yes, that is a real word. Buy a dictionary. Read it. Welcome, friends. Please stand by. Oh, here's another real-life, honest, genuine, personal recommendation, which you can do right now. Dave Brubeck is a standing one, pin on the corkboard. It's a reference. It's something that I want to write about. I want to reference that album and write a story that's written with each of those tracks as the musical landscape, as it were. And I want to do what Terry Gilliam did with the song Brazil when he created the cinematic experience known as Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Terry Gilliam's Brazil! There's another real, raw, radically genuine, personal, authentic, no one's paying me to endorse that recommendation. Go watch it. If you're wondering why it's still in pitch black mode, it's because we are just getting ready to start this show, and you are joining me in a new experimental way of exploring it. Right now, you have, as a viewer, a listener, a consumer of this video product, a choose your own adventure with 3 possible choices. You can listen to this opening with the music I'm going to play, which is my own branded Discotheque Synthetica, a collaboration between me, myself, and I, and our imaginary sidekick and best invisible friend ever, DJ Zed. Or you can, if you want, go to your favorite music app that you rely on for finding music you want to listen to and look up Dave Brubeck. That might be spelt funny. That might be a name you don't recognize. But look up Dave Brubeck. Give that artist some love. Follow that person on your music app or apps if you're one of those people like me that nerds out and has a couple of them installed at all times. But my go-to is YouTube Music, because even with ads, I can find the album or the track that I want 99.9% of the time. And I can hit play and listen to that. And I'll listen to the ads and gladly let them play. Because if I've chosen an artist specifically, like let's say I want to listen to 2 Joints, and I specifically want to listen to the insert name redacted here version as opposed to the insert name of other artists who did it first here, redacted, then I can. And maybe there'll be an ad, but I know that whoever is making that music possible, like that guy, in theory, that artist, and if it's you, dear artist, are you a local talented artist with a little humble YouTube channel? Do you want me to listen to your music and then talk about it in my totally irrelevant media review podcast episode? Let me know by contacting me at theincorrigiblemrzeppo@gmail.com. All bots and solicitors for paid services will be ignored and or banned. I need to go do a cleanup tour But you can also comment here in this live stream, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it in the archive on YouTube. Comment that eventually does cross my desk. Let me know. Send me a thing. Follow me on all the socials. I'll notice and know if you're a real human being and a real live artist. If you've got your socials together and you follow me on all of your socials and drop me one message saying, I am a human, spelled with a Z. I am a humans artist, right? I want you to do that. If you are a musician and you want me, I'm not going to go and start playing people's music unsolicited, and I'm not going to bug people, but I'm going to put this out there, this vibe, in this deep, dark moment of theatrical imagination. Imagine, dear audience, do you know a musician that wants to have their music featured? I'm down for anything. If I find the music terrible to listen to, I'll play it once and say thank you, but no thank you. If I love the music and you as an artist are giving me permission and it's not going to get me a shadow strike or an outright music violation, and as previously explained, you send me a video that's either a record of you playing back your recording in the video in good sound quality, but you adding if it's pure audio, you can send me a recording of your voice saying, hello, I am, state your artist name, and for the purposes of like if you have a different than artist name, I'm not trying to steal anybody's personal information, but for the purposes of being like you are actually giving me permission, say your first actual person name. Like, I am the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, aka RJ, giving permission to anybody who will responsibly reuse this moment of audio in order to help me find young, undiscovered, talented musical artists that I can feature on my live stream in moments like this. So you can submit those at theincorrigiblemrzeppo@gmail.com. I'm going to go purge that email because right now it's nothing but junk mail and things I auto-subscribe to in order to gain access to stuff or to sign up for a video game and whatnot. Back to the prompt. This is an interactive, use the power of your imagination kind of show. So I want you to really settle in. Maybe even lean back if you can. Focus. Perhaps close your eyes and join me in the deep, dark theater of your imagination. And imagine a world in which you have Dave Brubeck, the album Together Again for the very first time, available to you, or I have it available to me and all the legal disclosure bits needed to play it whenever I want to on my radio station / live stream podcast. And I drop the needle on Dave Brubeck. I can't play it, right? I'll get a music strike. I can talk about it and personally endorse it. So if you want to take the moment to pause right here and explore what that's like, I humbly invite you to, for the next several minutes, while I play my DJ Zed music, to go ahead and go to insert your favorite music app here, dig up the album. If you happen to be looking on YouTube Music, you should be able to find Dave Brubeck's Together Again for the very first time, the complete album playlist, by the actual artist, not by some random third person who's reposting it or uploading, like a not so royalty friendly. Like, the original artist should have it up. Dave Brubeck should have a profile, and you should be able to have all his albums, and you should be able to find this one. Drop the needle, push play on the first track, let the ads play, and go, I'm doing this for Mr. Zeppo and for my own theater of imagination. And then when the ad is over, take a deep breath, close your eyes, sit back, snug, turn up the speakers or turn up the headphones a little bit. Don't blast it too loud. And then just listen to the first track. If you've got the ganja, smoke a bit as you do that. Please and thank you. If you don't want to do that, your options are listen to my DJ Zed music and watch I almost forgot to set up the slideshow. Watch the little slideshow or walk away and lurk until I'm ready, which I just got a little itty bitty bits things to do. And also, it's compulsory. It's traditional on live streams to give an opening bit. So I'm making mine weird, strange, and unusual. usual. And thank you very much for playing along. You are with me in the theater of your imagination. And together we're imagining that you took a moment to listen to Dave Brubeck's album. If you're just coming back from having listened to the first album, awesome. I applaud you. Especially if you did it in the not too distant future because you're catching up on weird episodes and this is like a thing that you caught. I welcome it. What did you think? Tell me all about it. There should be a TikTok video specifically about this. If I remember to say, clip that. There's a third option. Instead of listening to the DJ Zed music I'm going to play, you can if you wanted to, because this is what I was also listening to earlier that made me up. They had me up and wanting to boogie woogie, and I wish I could just play this other artist all the time as my default music. I'm going to play an itty bitty 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 micro blast on my speakers of it, so you know that it's literally sitting on my YouTube. It was playing earlier through my really nice, I cannot pronounce the name of this German speaker product name redacted. Something Cardon, Hedron, Kurdun, Hadron. It's like all those names of Swedish furniture that they poke at in Deadpool, except it's my speaker. It's a really beautiful big round speaker. Once I turn on the camera, which I will, I promise. We're still in the theater of our imaginations together. When I turn on the speaker, when I turn on the webcam later, you might notice a circle of pitch black floating above my head or sometimes off to the side above on a bookshelf in the corner of the room. That's the Hedron, the Cardon, I can't pronounce it. It sounds good though. Okay, so this artist I'm about to play the tiniest snippet of, in order to avoid infringement, is someone I genuinely admire and respect, who I was already hyping in my last little mini video that if you haven't seen, go check it out. If you like Microsoft Jewel, I'm launching a new micro segment called, I jokingly wanted to call it Microsoft Jewel Grind on the Shitter. Ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-bum. Sorry, I did not mean to bring bathroom humor into it. I'm sorry for invoking that whole range of... Purge those images from your mind. I did not record that clip on the boober. I wasn't in there, I swear. He doth protest too much, but it is comedy. Indeed. Oh, did I switch this down to mono, or is this still speaker? Stereo. If this is stereo, I can do I'm on the left. And I am on the right. I am on the left. And I am on the right. We're going to have to test how that sounds later. Check, check, check. Microphone, check. So, erase. Never mind the potty humor. I dropped something. I dropped my lighter. This old stoner dropped his lighter and forgot everything he was talking about. Oh, right. Real honest, genuine personal recommendation. If white guy, culturally reappropriated, but also epically brilliant, so good it doesn't matter, and he was accepted. And he was also not a racist apparently, or maybe he was. If he was, I'm sorry, and I apologize for endorsing him. If he was, I was not aware. If he was someone who, like Elvis, it turns out, even though we all love him and he's genius and he's whatever, he's Elvis, and a lot of people don't care for Elvis. I'm always on the fence, always. And then I found out that he literally would rip off the talents and the labor, the fruit, the artistic fruit of African artists, like African Black American artists, and then get them blacklisted and then just sort of pretend he never did it. And some people say, no, that's just a crazy conspiracy theory. You can't prove it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know, dude. But enough about his life is he went from being, ooh, what an interesting, his life is a mess. Either way you slice it. So he's not exactly a role model. Was it awesome that he was a celebrity? Great. Do I idolize celebrities? Fuck no. What did I just say? I said, do I idolize celebrity? F no. I'm trying to keep to the certain... This is labeled for adults only, mostly because I do drop more than one F-bomb on occasion, especially if things get a little crazy in the video game. Speaking of which, welcome to the show. Welcome to the pregame chat lounge session. We are getting to we're going to log into Call of Duty really quick, inappropriately, before we jump into Assassin's Creed Shadows, just to see the opening. Oh, no, I'll save it for later. I always have this tug of war, and so then to decide, I let it play out in my head, and then I forget about what I was thinking about earlier, and I forget about what I was saying. Real life, genuine endorsement. Your third option for music in the theater of your mind. I was literally listening to this earlier on my Harden speaker, beautiful round speaker. We'll go look at it and see what the F it's called. Melodic and progressive mix with Hannah, all caps, Hana, from October 15th, 2024. If I was made of bazillion dollars, and I would look you in the eye on my webcam, except we're doing this theater of the imagination gimmick. Hold on, I forgot to do the echo chamber. We're doing this theater of the imagination gimmick. Welcome. Sorry, that got really loud really fast. You're going to have to deal with it. I am a strange and dynamic, bizarre human being, and we are here doing something in a new fun format, featuring an actual microphone on an almost real and legitimate microphone stand. You'll see it in a minute. For now, just visualize the words coming out of my mouth and exercise the theater of your mind. There's a reason why we're doing this. Please proceed to follow along. Imagine that you went and looked up the title of that song. Hannah Room, all caps, Hannah, Hana, Room. And there's a number. Which one is this? But if you also just Hannah, here it comes. The title is rotating back around on YouTube Music. This is a Hannah Room 192. And I'll just call them that. And I'll give you the full title. But if you type in Hannah Room 192, you'll be listening to exactly this. Okay, I don't know if that's going to get me in trouble or not. That's a fun test. But as I was starting to say earlier, if I had 1/3, which is a small fraction, right? We can agree on that? It is confusing. 1/3 is bigger than 1/4, okay? Because it represents a larger slice of the pie. It's funny how the zero-sum game people who are like, that means less for me, when it doesn't, do not get that 1/3 is bigger than 1/4. Because 1/4 means you slice the same sized object into 4 chunks. And 1/3 means you slice it into 3, which is a smaller number, which means more size of stuff per chunk. But I digress. Forgive that sarcasm. Pin on the corkboard. That's going into the storytelling. Clip that. So, Hannah, progressive mix, October 15th, 2024. It's brilliant. And it just builds from there. That little moment I just let me play a tiny, itty bitty bitty bitty. Please don't. If I had the money, I would hire her right now. I hope I'm not presuming incorrectly the pronouns. I'm not one. Hannah Room 192. Go look it up and listen to the first 4 or 5 minutes of that as I get ready to start this live stream. That's your interactive prompt. You can default to just keep listening. I'm going to play a random assortment of DJ Zed Muzak tracks that me, myself, and I, which is a triumvirate of characters that coexist and cohabitate in one apparent vessel, even though they can do things in different places at different times separate from each other. You only ever see one of them at once because you are a human individual and you can only perceive other entities as human-like individuals, and therefore Mr. Zeppo can only be perceived by human individuals as one person standing in front of them, even if there's a trifecta of them working with individual agency all around them. The others appear to be other people until it is revealed that they are a Zeppo, and then that other Zeppo has to appear as someone else to them once you're focused on, like, Zeppo number 4 or whatever. I digress. Pin on the corkboard. Clip that, Eclipse. Please enjoy DJ Zed and Me, Myself, and I, The Depth Between the Moons, a dark trap, robo rock, discotheque, synthetica music from the literary universe of the Zeppoverse, a trifecta book series of 3-part book series set inside of a book series that has 3 books. Now, you have not started reading yet because you have yet to click on the links that you can find on solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. So there you go, friends. That is your complicated, over-explained Theater of the Imagination interactive prompt for the beginning of this live stream. Please proceed to do one of those things as I've laid out in my invitational instructions. It is, of course, voluntary, but if you're watching this live and you can hear the sound of my voice, that's the prompt. Hello to people on TikTok. Hello to people on Twitch. If you're watching this over on the archive, because I've highlighted this as my very first Theater of the Imagination pre-game interactive image blank thinky thought prompt, welcome to the experiment. Thank you for watching the Magic Movie loop highlighted on my Twitch page and or on my TikTok profile. Come on through. There's a longer version of this video that this comes from in the deep archive over on my YouTube platform. Also, there probably will be an audio-only experience version of this as a crossover podcast episode once I figure out precisely where I want to clip the segment. Thank you for tuning in. Now take a moment to do one of those 3 prompts whilst I take... It's 3:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In just a moment, Assassin's Creed 7. But first, DJ Z, Me, Myself, and I. Insert name of album here. Depth between the Dream Zone moons. Enjoy the music whilst I'm away. Oh wait, I did not create a music track on here. Close. You know what I need to do? I need to pause that for a hot second. I need to duplicate this page and make a Theater of the Imagination with just me and the audio input for DJ Z and a blackout page. We're gonna call it Theater. Oh, we're gonna all cap it. No, we're not. Sorry, I fumbled the end here. It's not super cool. I wasn't ready. I forgot to stage this page. I can't just drop DJ Z audio input into this actual page that I'm currently... I misspelled imagination. Can you imagine that? Okay, there we go. Because the social media page acts as... jump through a portal into that thing. Okay, this social media page over here has the social media links. Ooh, I've got to resize those. Those look wonky on the TikTok side. Although that's kind of cute. I should fix that. Welcome to the show, folks. I am your host. Is this going to let me click on it individually? Maybe. Oh, but there's still... I think I'd have to go boop. I'll fix it later. For now, it's kind of comedically funny. But what we've built, there's no music here. Because if I drop DJ Z music in here, then it'll pipe through anywhere that I've got and it'll double it up. So if I've got DJ Z music on any other page and these link overlay transparency, it'll double up the music feed, and we don't need that. That sounds horrible. Becomes unintelligible. So we're going to go over here to this other page. Forgive me for over-explaining what we're doing. It's just that you don't really see what I'm doing, so I have to tell you what it is. Welcome to an audio-only experience, live, on stream, with your host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. This is the new Theater of the Imagination page, which the Theater of the Imagination lies deep beyond the portal to the inside of your mind. I almost said skull. I don't know, what do you think is better? Take 2. The Theater of the Imagination lies deep beyond the portal to the center of your skull. Which one should I use? Which one's more on brand? I mean, both are interesting and dark and mildly intimidating, but also, wait, what? Is that some sort of repackaged Hindu transcendentalism about third eye opening, evolutionary healing? Yes, indeed it is. It's funny what people accuse me of peddling and then what I'm actually saying so dramatically different that it's comedy gold. All right, friends. Go do the thing. Listen to one of those 3 music options. DJ Zed is almost ready to play. I've got to add him to the source. Here we go. This scene will remain this dark until I return. It will be short, brief. It'll be half a music track or 2. Audio input capture. DJ Zed. Welcome to an experimental new way of doing the things. And please do consider going over to YouTube Music and listening either in headsets or on a nice, beautiful sounding speaker or speakers for yourself to Hannah Room. It's Hannah Room, no S possessive, but that is also, like, she is the artist, so it is her page. Hannah's page. She's got a YouTube page. I believe she's got a TikTok page. I think she's got a Twitch page. If I had the money, I would hire her outright to be like, please be the collab improvising DJ music auteur that creates the soundscape for everything Zeppoverse. And can I just play? And if you're busy doing your own shit, can you just give me permission to play your Hannah Room live streams without it triggering any music violations on all of my feeds, please and thank you. Because this, what I'm about to blast in what is hopefully short enough of a segment so it doesn't get muted, is amazeballs. She mixes several things and there's layers there you didn't hear. So go listen to, waiting for name to scroll around again, Hannah Room 192. That's your option for, like, if you're into electronic dance music, other than what I'm about to play you, which may or may not be to your liking. Hannah Room is always good. So much so that it's like I wake up to that. When I'm fresh out of the shower and getting and dressed and ready to start my day, the first thing I do is put on Hannah Room and wiggle. I kid you not. It's good for the spine. It's good for the soul. Hannah Room. Genuine, honest endorsement. No one's paying me to do that. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm saying that artist is amazeballs. If I had money, I would hire them. I'm like, please let me somehow model DJ Zed on you and give me license to use your image. And if you're too busy doing stuff, let me just give me your music and let me do the work. I'll do the work. Like, just give me license to your YouTubes and let it be something that C-Tag Studio Productions and Mr. Zeppo brand, everything, has rights to play whenever. That'd be so dope. Please and thank you, amen, hallelujah. Pin on the corkboard. One of these days I'm gonna, like, man up and, like, write that email, but that day is probably not today. So your other option was, to recap, do the same thing, but look up Dave Brubeck, and the album is Together Again for the Very First Time, I believe. Just play that first track. Or even, I shit you not, I'm so confident that anyone, even someone who's not into jazz, quote unquote, that album is so close to perfection that even people who are not ready for jazz, not interested in jazz, will find at least one track on there that moves them, that makes them, like, goes, ooh, wow, that just works. Somehow. I'm sure I would lose that bet to some people who are like, I only listen to this and everything else is garbage, you know, and they'll refuse to agree. But I threw down the challenge. I don't bet money because I don't have any, so I can't. And I wouldn't if I did because the house always wins, etc. But in a literary fictional setting, if I was made of money, I would hire Hannah so that I could license her so she can be the inspiration that is the character DJ Zed, right? She would need me to make, or I would just make her own character, like wrote some sort of cybernetic version of Hannah, so that I can just, like, use her music and use her likeness and her personality style and whatever, but make her a robot. And if she wanted to act in, if she wanted to be an actor, I'd be like, we're going to make the movie. Do you want to be in it? I would be like, I will pay you, again, more money to be the actor. Unless, of course, it takes 30 years from now. But even then, she'd be like, you can be the old version. And then we'll hire someone to portray you and then digitally map your face on them from when you were young using all your old video. And or we'll just roll B footage of your Hannah Room videos because it's that. I want her to be a character in my universe, and I want to be able to use her music and call it whatever the band is called. Because there is a band that is in the book series. Remember, we're using the power of our imagination. Now I'm asking you to imagine a robot band. A band of musician robots from a universe where robots evolved from microsilica nanocellular living technology and became very human-like, except instead of procreating the way you icky, slimy, baggy, meat bone sack humans do, they still like manufacture like product lines in factories. That is the birds and the bees for them, for us. Me, myself, and I, and my cast of robot characters. But I, like Ford Prefect before me, am stranded in some weird backwater Trumpopian iteration of Earth timeline, stuck here with you, dear humans. And one of the other members of the band would be a Dave Brubeck-like robot, you know? Like, as if robot technology eventually reproduces all the same archetypes and historical figures in the universe and the galaxy and the solar system and the planet from which Mr. Zeppo and DJ Zed are from. And they are from neighboring planets from two different solar systems in the same galaxy, right? Like intergalactic buddies. Imagine that for a moment. And they travel the robo-galactic inhabited planets. There is a galaxy of planets inhabited by all kinds and manners and shapes and forms of cyber silica nanocellular technological beings that evolved just like life in your plain old regular fleshy bag o' bones universes in your sci-fi, except we are the normal ones, those of us who we're manufactured like robots would be in a factory. But that's where the birds and the bees happen, in a weird robot-y way, which I cannot disclose at this time because they would probably get me some sort of, restricted rating higher than the one I'm currently operating at. I don't want to invoke, but that's what the book series is for. And they do, wait, hold on. Fun fact. The robots also have robo-pleasure erogenous activities that are very, very similar to what you icky, slimy human bags do. But different, comedically, not exactly the same. Forgive me for bringing that into your imagination. Bring it back to the music. You've got your prompt. I'm going to go away and do the things I said I was going to do. I'm going to leave you with the robo-depths between the robo-moons from the robo-galaxy in the Dark Trap Robo Discotheque Synthetica archives from the unnamed album. Enjoy the music whilst I'm away. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, good day to you, friends. Hello and welcome. Welcome, friends. That's right. It is the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo's almost daily variety gaming live stream show Extravaganza. And my chair no longer squeaks. I'm so excited about that. Okay, checking the things. We're going to do audio check. I guess we didn't set this to whatchamahoozle. But welcome to the show, folks. We are about to dive deep. Monitor and output. Same thing for this other guy. Greetings. Testing. That one says use device timestamp. But the other one doesn't. It's nicely synchronized, though. Okay, we'll do what it is. Whatever it is, we'll do this. DJ Zed rocking in the background.